This is Future Talk.
Future Talk.
Future Talk with Omnia Saleh and Hani Balkis.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to Future Talk right here on Pulse 95. It is me, Hani Balkis, with Omnia Saleh, bringing you everything you need to know about what's happening in the tech world and around the world. Now, we've had a very long weekend, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not tired at all this weekend. It was a very tiring weekend. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Now, yesterday we did witness the blue moon, the once in a blue moon. And today is November 1st.
It's a new month, a new week, a new day.
A new month, a new day. I do feel that October went by pretty quick.
Yeah, I felt that too.
It was like a breeze. And speaking about breeze, the weather is amazing, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't feel like I left my house and it was hot. Didn't get in my hot car. Everything was cool and breezy.
Yes, indeed. I hope you're all having a fantastic afternoon, just like we are right here in the Pulse 95 studios. But let's dive right into what is happening right here in the UAE, because the 100% Emirati-made satellite, I think it's the second one that the UAE has ever worked on, will be launched in 2023. And we're going to be giving you all the details about it in just a few moments.
Yes, indeed. We're also going to be talking about Google and how they're launching a new VPN to protect people from hacking. Now, we do know that VPNs can be secure, but sometimes they cannot.
Yes, indeed. But let's talk a little bit about what's going on with Zoom, because they are rolling out a new feature that will allow you to see all the words that are being spoken in a meeting into a single caption. So if for any reason you want to go ahead and mute the audio, you can still find out what is going on.
Yes, Omnia. Now grab your phone, Omnia. You do have an iPhone. Go check if there's any secret buttons, because actually Google has added a secret button to your iPhone and you may not have even noticed it. We're going to talk about that. I'm very excited to talk about that one.
Yes, indeed. But Google is also testing a tool that will let all of its users compare similar apps on the Play Store. So you can always make sure that you are getting the best app possible. Lots and lots is in store right here on Future Talk. So keep Pulse 95 locked and we'll be right back.
But Omni, speaking about the weather, I do hope soon that it will rain. So we're going to play Bruno Mars. It will rain.
Daily digital news. Bits and bytes connect our world.
Your quick roundup of everything that is happening in the tech world in the UAE and around the world. Big news has happened this weekend right here in the UAE as the UAE prepares its Emirati-made satellite. It's 100% Emirati-made satellite, and there is a plan to launch it in 2023. Now, this is the second satellite that the UAE has ever worked on, and it's hopefully going to be weighing about 700 kilograms and will be launched in just a few years.
Yes, indeed, and it will bear the initials of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi and Deputy Supreme Commander of the UAE Armed Forces. Now, it will be called the MBRSAT and will be the most advanced commercial satellite in the region for high-resolution imagery. Now, the satellite is 3 meters by 5 meters and will improve image capture resolution more than double of what is possible now. So we're seeing an advanced technology being implemented and being made right here in the UAE.
Yes, indeed. Now, the UAE has definitely excelled in the space sector. We've seen different innovations, whether it was the Hope probe that launched back in July, or even the very first satellite that the UAE and Emirati engineers ever worked on, the KhalifaSat, that was actually launched back in October of 2018. So about 2 years later, we are looking at launching, hopefully, the second satellite in 2023. Now, the space sector is definitely a very important sector for the UAE to become a part of and to create different solutions for a better future. Now, this satellite will be equipped with an automated system for arranging images around the clock. So that means it's going to be providing the highest quality standards of any satellite images that will be captured up in space.
Now, the UAE has made it very clear, and its leaders as well has made it very clear how important space is. And Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid even did say that the space sector is a key strategic sector that we strongly support due to its role in improving the quality of life for people and even providing humanity with innovative solutions for a better future. Now, it will be equipped, just like what you said, Omnia, with an arranging images around the clock, which does ensure that it does provide the highest quality standards of satellite images, which are intended for commercial and global use as well. Now, it is the fourth Earth observation satellite to be developed and launched by the Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center. Now, these images will capture details within an area or less than 1 square meter, which will be one of the most advanced features ever.
Yes, indeed. It's going to have a lifespan of at least 5 to 7 years. So it's going to be up in space for quite some time. The satellite will be launched at an altitude of about 500 to 600 kilometers away from Earth's surface, and it will be orbiting the Earth from pole to pole. So we're basically going to be getting very detailed imagery about the surface of Earth. But speaking of launching new products and launching new things, let's move on to talk a little bit about Google launching their brand new VPN to protect people from hacking.
Now, it's very rare you see a big tech company like Google saying, hey, we're going to launch a VPN, but it is to protect people from hacking. Now, to protect people from hacking via an unsecure public Wi-Fi networks. Now, we do know that always we are warned, don't connect to a network that you don't know of.
Yes.
Because easily someone could track what you're using, what you're doing on the web, and even see what details you are punching in. But Google did announce a counterattack and a new virtual private network, which is called the VPN, by Google One to provide an extra layer of online protection on Android phones only.
Yes, indeed. Now, we all know how attractive can it be whenever you go into a restaurant and they offer you free Wi-Fi. But a lot of the times we have to be very careful whenever we choose to go ahead and connect to them. The VPN that Google is going to be offering will only be available for people who have taken the 2 terabyte plan or anything over that. If you've shared your 2 terabyte Google One plan with family members, so that we're talking about up to 5 additional people, they can also go ahead and enable the VPN on their own devices at no extra cost. Now, the new feature will be rolling out in the US first, but in the upcoming months and weeks, we will hopefully be seeing it expand to more countries and also coming to iOS. So all Apple users will be happy about that as well. Windows and Mac will definitely be joining the game in the coming months.
Yes, now the company did say in a statement that it is rolling out also something called Pro Sessions by Google One with VPN support. Now, with Pro Sessions, you can actually schedule one-to-one online sessions with a Google expert to learn more about the VPN and how to stay safe online. Now, Pro Sessions will also be available in the coming weeks to all these Google One members or all 2TB members in the US, UK, and Canada. Let us know your thoughts. 4215, do it salat now. Again, ladies and gentlemen, you always know that to stay safe when you're online, like a lot of people in the US, they'll go to Starbucks because there's free Wi-Fi. McDonald's, I mean, a lot of McDonald's have free Wi-Fi. And it even became the number 2 from Starbucks statistics show that it would be number 2. So a lot of people do tend to get on those Wi-Fis and put their credentials as well, their credit card numbers. And when you do that, actually, if someone's smart enough and has the intent of malicious software, he or she can see whatever you're punching into that laptop.
Absolutely. And Google One is actually basically a service like a cloud service. People go ahead and store all their information on it. So it's a great move by Google to go ahead and add this extra layer of security to make sure that people's information are not being compromised. Let us know your thoughts and if you use a cloud service yourself. But coming up on Future Talk, we're talking all about Zoom rolling out brand new features to help you see captions for all of your meetings.
You could say it's as if it's bones.
Pulse 95.
Apps all around.
What's worth a click and download?
Omnia, did you know that the founder of Zoom has doubled his net worth in just this year alone?
I'm not surprised.
Doubled his net worth. Now, I do believe it was around $10 billion, and now it's around $20 billion. So that just goes to show how successful Zoom has been.
I mean, if you think about it, every time you talk to a loved one nowadays, it's always like, do you want to Zoom? Do you want to Zoom? No one ever thinks of Skype or even Microsoft Teams as often as they think of Zoom. But now, Zoom is taking its video calls to a whole other level because they are rolling out a brand new feature that will allow you to see all of the spoken words in a single caption. So if the kids are noisy or if you have a husband who wants to focus on his own work, you can go ahead, turn off the audio, and basically be able to see them into a caption.
Or even people with hearing disabilities as well.
Indeed.
They can benefit from that. Now, communications tech company Zoom is partnering with a transcription service which is called Otter.ai. So we're going to see AI being implemented in this as well.
Yes.
To make the video call experience even better. Now, Otter is partnering with Zoom to launch live captioning for all Zoom calls. But the feature is available as long as the user has Zoom for Otter for Business account or a Zoom Pro account or higher.
Yes, indeed. Now, according to the website that's going to be doing the transcription service, which is Otter.ai, whenever the user will go ahead and turn the feature on, which is called the Otter Live Notes, that will be integrated within your Zoom account, you will be able to see any spoken word that is being said in a meeting turned into a highly accurate caption near the bottom of your screen. So it's basically going to function very similar to the transcription service on YouTube. Whenever you click the CC option on YouTube, you'll also be able to see the words that are being spoken turned into a caption. Is it accurate? Most of the time it is not, but hopefully, since they are relying on an entire transcription service for these calls, hopefully it'll be a lot more accurate.
Yes, Omni, and actually I've seen these kind of live captions being implemented on Twitter and on Instagram now. Lately, I think a couple of days ago, I was on Instagram and I was watching a video, an IGTV video. Then all of a sudden, I see captions for Arabic. And I was like, that's really weird because I don't remember that this person, this influencer caters to the Arabic
Region.
demographic, the region. So then I was looking and I saw on the settings automated captions for region, something around those lines.
I like that.
So I liked that a lot as well. And even there was an option for English. Now, I do believe my generation, Omnia, and your generation as well, and a lot of people have gotten used to subtitles.
Yes.
As now, Omnia, I cannot watch a Netflix movie or anything in general without subtitles because it just makes the experience so much better. And I do want to ask the listeners and audience viewing on YouTube at 4215, do text us in. Are you the type of person that cannot watch anything without subtitles? 4215 or on Instagram at Pulse95 Radio. So we need to look at the benefits because all I can see is benefits from this feature. People with hearing disabilities, you can say someone can be deaf and they can tune into a Zoom call because again, these disabilities don't mean they can't be active in a workforce as well. So I do like the feature. I do like what Zoom is implementing. And obviously Zoom is doing it right because we can see that the founder has doubled his net worth in just over 6 months. So when's the last time you heard someone double their net worth in 6 months?
I mean, it's definitely one of the most unique platforms that grew in a blink of an eye. But this service that Zoom is launching will definitely be relying on artificial intelligence. It's going to make taking notes during a meeting become much easier since you do have the transcriptions on the screen. The captions do rely on you turning on the option. So if you don't go ahead and turn on the option, you will not basically be able to see it. But it will also become a part of the Zoom website. So even if you don't have the app downloaded, you'll be able to turn on the option on the website as well. By adding this new feature, they're definitely going to be removing the whole aspect of miscommunication, which tends to happen sometimes as people work from home and as things become more remote.
Now, when captions do come, and I do believe that a lot of funny moments will come out, because obviously this is automated generated captions. So if I say, let's say, for example, fluke, it could be pronounced as flute, flu, or whatever. So
True.
I am kind of excited to see how many mishaps do happen because of these captions.
How accurate is it?
How accurate is it? But I don't
know if you've checked out the YouTube transcription.
Yeah, the YouTube transcription is horrible.
It is,
and
really
bad. a lot of people make fun of it, especially if someone has a thick accent. Now, Habib Nurmagomedov, the UFC fighter, they actually made a funny video about it. They had him had captions on his video, automated captions. And whatever he was saying was not in correlation with whatever what the caption was saying. So people with thick accents, I do believe, but since it's Zoom, I'm going to tell you guys something. Since it's Zoom, I do have, I'm very trustworthy with it. Because even though Zoom, we do have a lot of privacy concerns, but their user experience is very important.
Good.
They think about the customer all the time. And with this, it is game-changing. And they know how much pressure they have on them as a company to bring out only the best.
But it's very disappointing that they're not rolling it out to everyone. How come it's only for business accounts? I mean, it should be a feature for everyone to be able to use. I mean, I do understand your point of view. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we do have to remember they need to make a selling point.
True.
I mean,
I agree.
they're a business. They don't do it for free. They need to make money somehow. That's how Mr. I don't know what his name is, doubled his net worth. Let us know your guys' thoughts. 4215 Durat Slot or on Instagram at Pulse95 Radio. But coming up, we are going to be talking about a new button or a secret button
Yes.
that Apple did add to their iPhone that you probably didn't even know exist. We're going to be taking a short break, but when we come back, we got all that in store for you.
Yes, indeed.
Check this out. Check this out. Pulse 95.
Apple may have taken away the charger. It may have taken away your brand new pair of headphones every time you purchase a new iPhone 12. But they did give us a free button. Everyone who has an iPhone got a brand new button last month with the launch of the iOS 14. No, Apple did not sneak into our houses and super glue a brand new button to our iPhone devices, but it did release iOS 14, which gave us a brand new button, one that we didn't even know ever existed. If you were to turn over your phone to the back of it, if you notice that bitten Apple on the back of your phone, the logo of Apple has now become a new button that is called the back tap.
Yes, and the back tap actually turns the entire back of your iPhone into a giant touch-sensitive button that you can double, triple, or even triple tap
Yes.
to trigger specific functions on your phone. Now, there's actually a good chance that you even haven't noticed it, but Apple did slip the settings for a back tap into its accessibility menu. Now, what is its intended purpose? Well, it is to give us more users more options for interacting with their devices. Most of BackTap's options do reflect that. Now, all you have to do is open your settings and go to and it can be even your app switcher,
Yes.
notification menu, or even control center, or scroll through an app or web page, or even trigger Siri, and even go to the extent of taking a screenshot. Now, Omnia, how often do you accidentally take a screenshot?
More times than I can count.
You're trying to lower the volume, or
And
sometimes you want to lock your phone, but you're
Screenshots.
Screenshot. Now, I do it a lot, Omnia, and you know what I hate? I hate when I do it on Snapchat.
Oh, yes.
Because I'll accidentally take a screenshot of my friend's face, and he's like,
And people- yeah.
what's up, honey? What are you trying to do, honey?
You good?
Are you okay? Like Marjapini? Are you interested? But the back tap also does tie into Apple's incredibly robust Shortcuts app. Now, I don't know if you use the Shortcuts app, Omnia.
Yes.
A lot of people do use it. I use it.
They come in very handy. But for those of you who are wondering how you can go ahead and get the back tap, the back tap can literally do anything your mind can imagine. Any job, screenshots, turning on Siri, getting easier navigation, you name it, the back tap can give it to you. And the way to install it is pretty easy. The first important thing is for you to have your phone updated to the iOS 14, since this was a feature launched with this software update. Go to your iPhone settings, head to accessibility, and go ahead and click on touch. Once you click on the touch option, you will find at the very, very bottom of the menu the option back tap. Once you click on it, you'll have two options, the double tap and the triple tap. So that means if you double tap on the iPhone sign at the back of your phone, you can basically pick and choose what functions do you want to give it. For example, I decided that I wanted to become a screenshot because it's not like I have enough options to do screenshots. But you can go ahead and pick. So there are so many options out there for what you want it to have. There is voice, what's it called? Audio descriptions, just honestly endless features that you
basically anything that you want the back tap to,
Yes.
to do, you can do it. Now, it's crazy, but what I do have a question for is...
And I just screenshotted
You
because
yeah.
because I went ahead and I tried it out.
Now the question is, what if I have a phone case on my phone?
Yeah, that's
Now,
where things get a little
What happens?
tough.
What happens when that comes into a play? Now, I do not feel comfortable having my phone naked. I don't want my phone not having a cover. Just because we do know how sensitive iPhones can be, no matter how many times they say it's durable, it's durable, it's durable.
No, it's not
You
as
can never
durable.
be safe than sorry. Now, customization for Apple products in general, especially when it does come to the iPhone, have been under fire a lot
Yes.
the past couple of years. And that's where Android kind of excelled, because with Android, you can literally make your phone do anything, look a certain way, and download any app you wanted. And Apple is finally implementing this customization feature. We've seen it with iOS 14. I believe in the beginning week of iOS 14, a lot of people were changing their backgrounds. They were doing widgets. It was going crazy. People were spending 6 to 8 hours just customizing their phone. And that is where jailbreak is starting to go down. And that is the main intent of Apple, to make people not jailbreak their phones anymore and just say, hey, you can have everything in the phone, within the phone, without going and doing a third-party software. But this back tap that we're talking about from the back of your phone, I wonder how can the back of your phone differentiate between a tap or placing it on the table.
Now, the thing is, what's interesting about it is you have to activate it with a double tap or a triple tap.
What if I go?
I mean, you're going to have to do it intentionally.
Yeah, for example,
but you wouldn't
get a
throw
little
your
fidgety,
phone twice. Okay. I don't think it's as sensitive as that, because you have to. Yeah, you have to if you do double tap on the back of your phone, that will definitely activate it. But
or you know what I was thinking?
What?
It goes back to the days of phones. It goes back to the days of old phones when you'd be like,
oh,
hello?
yes.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
You know, some phones would have on the back of their phone like an answer button.
A little bit of a notch button, yeah.
Yeah, so I do believe that. I mean, you could use that as well. Again, it's whatever you want it to be.
Exactly. And that's the best part about it, is it's very customizable. You can basically pick whatever option and whatever job you want to give this new button on your phone to do. Now, the company did turn the back tap into basically a creativity option for every person who wants to have a new button that they can basically customize a brand new function for it. Now, this is not just Apple giving out this feature, because Google has actually experimented with a similar yet a much more limited feature for its Android 11. However, it did not make the cut yet. I'm pretty confident that it will make the cut in future updates, but we only have time to tell. This is also a level of control that has honestly been unheard of for iOS devices. Apple has never given its own users the option to manipulate whatever button or the function of this button in the way that they want. So let us know, did you hear about the back tap before, and what function would you give this back tap for your brand new iPhone?
I have never, ever heard of the back tap function until Omnia talked to me about a couple of days ago. She's like, honey, do you know about this back tap feature?
It's crazy.
I'm like, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stop screenshotting my friends' pictures.
I went and I gave it a screenshot function.
Yeah, I mean, let us know your guys' thoughts. 4215, what would you use the back tap feature for? Or do message us on Instagram. Even make your back tap shortcut messaging 4215 or even Pulse 95 Radio on Instagram.
You know, it feels like being a spy whenever I screenshot with the back tap, because it's like no one knows what you're doing. You're just double tapping on the phone.
I do want to kind of put on the spotlight shortcuts as well. For people who don't know what shortcuts do, I do suggest you look into it, because they are game changers. You can download Instagram videos with shortcuts, by the way.
No way.
Yes, you got to download a certain shortcut.
We need to talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, it is amazing. So let us know, 4215 or Pulse 95 Radio on Instagram. We're going to be taking a short break, ladies and gentlemen. But when we come back, we're going to be talking about Google and how they're testing a tool to compare similar apps on the Play Store. But ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to always count your blessings.
Pulse 95.
Apps all around.
What's worth a click and download?
We've talked about Apple, so it's only fair that we also talk about Android, because Google is launching a brand new feature to its Play Store that will allow you to basically get to choose the best app out there without the need to scroll through the different descriptions of the apps and read exactly what they are about. So this new feature will allow you to compare similar apps with a single tap.
Yes, and Google is actually testing the new feature in the Play Store app that will allow users to directly compare similar apps in order to make decisions before downloading an app. Now, according to a report from Android Police, a new section which will be called Compare Apps has begun showing for a few users that does display similar looking apps in a horizontally scrollable list.
Yes.
Now, for example, the report did show that while looking at VLC Media Player app, the Compare Apps section did show apps like MX Player or GOM Player and the likes of similar players. So it's like showing you, hey, listen, are you looking for this? Or maybe there's a better alternative.
Now, Apple has already launched that long time ago. Yeah, in its App Store. So whenever you go ahead to download, let's say, what's it called? My
Instagram.
Movie? Or what was it called? The editing software.
Movie Maker?
Not Movie Maker. I can't remember. iMovie, yes.
Yeah.
Whenever you want to go ahead and download iMovie, you might find, next to it Adobe Premiere. You might find other video editing software so that you can go ahead and basically compare which one do you want and which one fits your needs best. But this feature will also be showing you ratings, number of downloads, as well as a few features of the listed applications that it is suggesting to you.
Yes, Omnia. Now, Google Play actually has over 2 million apps, and it does kind of get difficult for users to decide on which app to download. Now, the comparisons do make it convenient for users to select the best app, but it is not clear yet if this feature will see a global rollout. Now, you're probably wondering, what does these comparisons look at? Now, the feature does compare and shows the ratings of number of downloads, ease of use, as well as a few features of the listed apps. So we're seeing basically a whole new catalog, if you per se, when it comes to apps. So it's very important, especially for the people who aren't as tech savvy as you and I, Omnia. And a lot of users actually aren't tech savvy. We're talking about the older generation. They would download, for example, Omnia, how many times have you seen an older person download an app that's kind of like a knockoff of the actual app?
True. And the thing is, they're everywhere, especially on the App Store, more specifically on Play Store, since it is a lot easier to get a patent to go ahead and, suggest an app on a Play Store. It's a lot easier than going on the App Store, or the iOS App Store. And this is exactly what Google is trying to do with this tool. It's basically giving you an option to see different versions of the application, different people who have created similar apps, for you to get to choose which app fits your needs best. But my favorite feature about it all is the review option, because I don't know about you, Hani, but whenever I want to download an app, I will go ahead and check out the reviews, see what people think of the app. Is it as functional? Is it subscription based? Am I just going to be wasting time downloading it? And then I go ahead and decide.
Is there a paywall behind downloading the app? Hey, listen, you edited that picture for free, right? Well, guess what? If you want to edit 15 more pictures, you're going to pay a small fee of 200 dirhams a month.
Or if you want to download it.
Yeah.
Then you'll have to go ahead and pay.
Paywalls. And again, Omnia, just like you're saying, touching up on the point again, that for Android and for the Google Play Store, it's much easier to put an app on the Play Store, as the rules and regulations and kind of their system when checking the app, it's not as intense as Apple is. Apple, you do kind of have to have that certified badge per se.
Yes, 100%. But let's move on to talk a little bit about exciting news happening with Pulse 95.
Yes, indeed.
Because you gotta go ahead and stay tuned for our live shows in 3 days. 3 days exactly. On the 4th of November, the Pulse 95 Book Club will be launching. And we're basically going to be giving you a live show. It's covering Sharjah's Book Authority's book fair, and we will be having our very own Aisha Al-Mazmi, Ahmed Dawood, and Alia Al-Hazami, who are going to be discussing the various events and activities on a very exceptional and hybrid online-offline format. So they're basically going to be having interviews of some of the world's best authors, but we're also having big names and influencers joining.
Yes, including Prince E.A., Lang Leave, Ian Racken, Elizabeth Dami, Ravender Singh, among many others. And ladies and gentlemen, the world does read from Sharjah, so you do need to visit the Sharjah International Book Fair and go to sharjahinterntionalbookfair.com, SIBF.com, for all the program details. We're very excited. We have always been at the Sharjah International Book Fair, and you might just see Omni and I. I mean, I don't know how big Omni is on books.
Oh, I am.
Yeah, but
I know you are as well.
But I will be there, hopefully, inshallah, when it does. When is it coming out, Omnia?
So it's going to be starting on November 14th, stretching up until the 14th of November. So you have about 10 days packed with different books and different activities, but you got to make sure that you visit the website to book your slot. Since we are all trying to social distance, it will be based on bookings.
Now, Omnia, last year, if you remember, I bought 8 books.
Hani was in heaven, going through the aisles, buying books, stacking them one on top of the other.
I blame Afternoon Karak's Makeda Atiyah, because I didn't plan on buying any books. I told him, listen, brother, when I buy a book, it stays on my shelf for a while and then I'll stumble upon it. but I mean, just how the universe works. So I bought the books. I believe I think it was October-ish
Yes,
last year.
October of last year.
October of last year, and then March we go into lockdown. So I did read those books. I did finish them. So I do need to renew my books. This year you will be seeing me at the Sharjah International Book Fair, and I will kind of drag Omnia and show her a couple of books because she knows how big I am on books. So maybe we'll see you guys there. And if we do see you there, do text in 4215 Let us know when you're going and what time, and we will have our own booth there with those three amazing people. And I'm excited. Are you excited, Omnia?
I'm definitely excited because even if you can't physically be there, you can definitely tune into Pulse 95 and count on us to keep you informed with all that will be happening at the event. Future Talk is coming to an end, but we will definitely be seeing you once again, same time, same place, right here on Pulse 95.
Yes, indeed. We're jumping on that spaceship and going all the way up to space.
If you liked this episode of Future Talk, drop a like and subscribe.
Pulse 95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.